Hey guys, this is Pearlmam. Make amateurs out of noobs. I've been away for a while, but I'm back, and I'm in my new favorite tank here. This is the M41 Bulldog. It's a new tank since version 9.5, I think. And this tank is unbelievable. It's my new favorite tank. It is totally overpowered, and I'm pretty sure it's going to get nerfed. It has to. It is just so good. So it's a Tier 7 light tank down the American line. There's the thing that makes it boss is its autoloader gun. And so in this tutorial, I'm going to stress the importance of the autoloader. There is a little bit of a, people think there's an opinion, there's a preference. You might not want to choose the autoloader. But in my opinion, there's no questions asked. You have to use the autoloader to make this tank boss. And then another thing I'm going to show is general light tank strategy on Fisherman's Bay. I don't really do anything in particular well, general like strategy or skill guidelines. I don't do any good skill kind of things, but I show some good strategies. First, let's talk about the autoloader gun. So in this tank, there's a choice. The top guns are basically the same thing. Here's the non-autoloader gun, and here's the autoloader gun. The autoloader gun they're basically the same gun, except one has a 10 round drum. The disadvantage of the autoloader is it has an aiming time of 2.1 seconds versus 1.9 seconds of the non-autoloader. Very slight difference, but it makes a difference, right? Every second counts. Also, the accuracy is 0.4. I don't know what the units are of that, to be honest. Meters or something. So it's 0.4, and the accuracy of the non-autoloader is 0.38. Very slight, but it makes a big difference on those long snipings. So people seem to think, and also there's it's a 3-second reload on the non-autoloader gun versus the 2-second reload on in between shells on the autoloader. A lot of people think, well, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, it's not a big difference. It's just a second. But I'm telling you, man, basically what that means to me is you have you do 30% more damage in with the autoloader gun. You can just quickly fire out those rounds, and that allows you to do so much more damage than you would in the other gun. It's a huge difference, and hopefully I can show some examples of that. So we'll go back to the game here, and I'm telling you that every second counts in that. So when I do some autoloader, when I see those examples, I'll show them to you. But right now I'm going to talk about the light strategy. So the light strategy in this, in my opinion, or a medium strategy, you go to this middle here in the map, if you look on the mini-map. So I just go straight to the middle here. I don't do anything crazy. I just go up and spot and kind of drive around really fast and spot, take shots when you have them. So I go right up here. It's a little risky, but you're going fast. Okay, so I spot. By the time they see you and notice you, you're gone. And so you're exposed there, but hopefully nobody's just like waiting for you. So you kind of do that thing. I don't really know what else a light could do in this map. Maybe they could rush up the one line or something, but that's just risky. So you might as well just go to the middle, kind of do your thing, kind of spot, take shots, and wait for an opportunity to arise to flank. So I'm just driving around. This is what I do generally. So I go up here. This is a nice little spot, but you are exposed, but you can get spots. So here I go. I get some spots, and so I'm spotted, as you can see by Fry. And so you back up. So I back up quickly because I know I'm exposed, and sure enough, somebody's messing me up. It looks like a bulldog shot me. Is he shooting HE? Minus 23. Whatever. So you get the hell out of there. You take your shots and you leave. And that's a good point for any tank. Is you take your shots, and when you're spotted, you should probably leave, even though it's tempting to stay and to keep taking shots. because there's a guy in the open, you're exposed too. So it's kind of like, don't exchange damage. So here I'm taking some shots. I'm missing. That's where the inaccuracy comes into play. You know, that is one problem of this tank. But it really wasn't that detrimental to it. And so losing those 2 shots is not as big of a deal as the benefits of this gun. So I make that shot. It's a relatively far shot. And so tree fall over to my right, and so I start aiming at him, and you back up. So like, be conservative, you know, just stay alive up here is the main thing. So basically what you're doing is you're getting some opportunities to shoot, and you're keeping them back. You're not allowing them to get flank shots on your main push here. So controlling the middle, and I didn't really talk about this, you have flank shots on these guys, as you saw me do from in here. So you have flank shots, but this guy has flank shots on this IS-8 probably, and he has flank shots on him. So basically what you're doing here is flank shotting their main push, and you're keeping them from flank shotting your main push. So you're just being a little pest. You got to be a pest up there. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. So here I'm reloading. The drum, the disadvantage of the drum, main disadvantage is that you have to reload after shooting 10 shots. And right now, as you can see, it's not a huge deal that I'm reloading. I'm repositioning. I'm not losing any shots right now. So here comes an opportunity. Here's another nice little spot. From a push down the 1 line, this is a really good ridge. And I'm going to pause it real quick. You can see I'm protected basically from everywhere except maybe a guy from here. So I have a little ridge, and I can shoot on any push coming from here. Of course, he's on the other side of the ridge, but if he happens to push over this ridge for any reason, I have good shots on him there. And that's another, so I have good flank shots on this side. And that's another reason to have mediums and light tanks in the middle here, because a medium can come up here and just prevent me from having these flank shots. If he shoots me from up here, I have to back up, and I lose all my shots. So controlling the middle is really important. You have to, like I said, you're preventing flank shots, and you're taking flank shots. So he pushes up, and here's the autoloader. 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, 4 shot, 5 shot. Boom. So I got 6 shots in there, 805 damage within a matter of seconds. If I did not have that autoloader, I would have only probably have done 500 damage. Now, regardless if it made a difference there, he was just sitting up there, but maybe it did. Maybe it did. So here's where the autoloader might be a disadvantage. I'm reloading, and there's 2 guys in the open here, and I do not have shots on them. So this is, I like this example because it does show a disadvantage of it. But in most situations, it's an advantage. So here is a small little problem, but as you can see, I have an AMX 1390 over here, and there's a T54 up here. So they might have shots on me. He probably has shots on me. So the fact that I'm retreating and losing out on shots on them is actually, the autoloader forced me to retreat and reposition. And so it might have actually kept me alive. Arguable. You know, I might be wrong on that. So I looked at it as a disadvantage. I probably could have had a couple more shots there, but I definitely I retreated and I'm still alive. And also the fact that I'm missing out on those shots, the autoloader allowed me to get 2 or 3 extra shots on that ST1, on the STA1. So, you know, I gained shots in that situation, I lost shots there, and so I probably broke even in that situation. So once again, it's not a big deal. So here we're in a situation here, and this is an interesting little dynamic of this map. It happens a lot in Clan Wars. It's you know, you look at the map, it's a north-south kind of fighting, right? The one team starts on the north, team starts on the south, but right now it turned into this east-west dynamic. We own the east, they own the west, and this happens a lot. So you change your dynamic of thinking in this. So you control the east. So I'm way exposed to their cap, but nobody's in their cap. So take a missed shot. I don't like missing shots in autoloaders, but sometimes you just got to do it. That was a good shot, but I shot behind him. So now I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here, what to do. And so I start to push to flank because right now, like I said, it's the east-west dynamic, and I'm relatively safe from my flank to the left. So I'm spotted. Here comes a T-44. Boom. Boom. Advantage autoloader. So he popped out, we exchanged damage, I got 2 shots off, and if I didn't have the autoloader, he might have backed up in time and still been alive. So, autoloader. Here's another advantage autoloader. Just keep firing. Boom, boom, boom. There I get a little bit lucky. But you see, I got 6 shots on that guy really, really fast. I would have only gotten 4 shots with the other gun. And he probably would have moved forward and killed my T-34. So, advantage autoloader. This is the situation where it's great. Up close and personal. This is a brawler tank. It's not a brawler in the sense it doesn't have the HP pool or the armor to kind of exchange damage, but you're brawling in these little houses here. You can you have the maneuverability to take on any tank and to dish out damage. So you boom, 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 hit, run, and you can circle people with your damage per minute. You know, it takes you 20 minutes to unload your 20 seconds to unload your clip, and you can destroy a lot of tanks. That's it's 1,500 damage per clip in 20 seconds. That's pretty impressive. This tank gets tier 10 matchmaking, but that doesn't bother me at all. It really doesn't matter. You have the maneuverability to outmaneuver any tier 10 generally, and you have the penetration to penetrate their sides and rear. And so you totally destroy tanks in this thing. So already I've done 2,600 damage. So here I'm just going to try to finish off this. Already being conservative. You know, look at that gun. It's just such a fun little gun, you know? And now we're just going to finish this thing out. Come on. Yeah, and they cap it out, and we never find that other Artie, so it's too bad. So let's take a look at the experience. So I got a lot of experience here, 1,500 experience, and this is very common in this tank. It's since you're such a low tier and you're damaging such higher tiers, you get so much experience. I mean, on average, I don't know what my average is. I can look that up probably, but my average is really high experience in this. It's easy to get 1,000 experience every game. You're always top dog here. Damage, 3,000 damage isn't uncommon in this tank with the autoloader. I don't know what my average is, but I get 3,000 is a little bit on the high end, but I generally get I get 2,000 damage very commonly. And so if you're playing this tank and you're not doing that damage, something's wrong. You should get that autoloader, you unload your clip into somebody, and that's it. You have 1,500 damage, and it's really easy to do that. So I did really well on this. I detected a lot of damage, and anyway, I really like this tank, and that's a really good light tank strategy in this. Just go to the middle and wait for your opportunities, and just kind of be a pest. And I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.